Man, he got a giraffe twerking on his island. What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're an indie artist looking for an album review and some promo, you can hit up Luke at redmattersite.com. And what I got for you boys and girls today is an indie review for Short Hop's new album, Purple Pacific. Now, Short Hop is from Orlando, Florida, so to find out more about him and check out his music, you can peep the links in the information box underneath this video. Now, I already reviewed one of his projects called Green Pacific earlier this year, so you can check that link down there as well. And on this project, he really switched his style up a little bit, and he's going with more of a mainstream sound. And one of the things that I really noticed is that he stepped his flow up on a lot of these songs, although his vocals and delivery could still use a little bit of work on some of these tracks. For example, on the song Tyrants, he's flowing rapidly and he sounds pretty good doing it. But then once you hear the guest features from Vendetta and Anonymous, they just outshine him with their charisma, delivery, and overall style. So he doesn't sound bad, but when you hear those two, they just sound much more polished. But on the flip side, it's Short Hop who does all the outshining on the song Yen. This one has a hook that's all about stacking that yen up, and he's doing much better on the song than his guests, who are X13 and Try Skeptic. I just thought their flows were very stiff and they sounded very amateur, so this was one of my least favorite tracks overall, and I didn't think it came together very well. One of my favorite tracks on here, though, is Inferno, where Short Hop goes in over some dubstep sounding production, so I thought it was very cool, and he also made some nice references, like when he threw back to Bowser and Mario. And overall, he picked some great beats for this project, and the beats actually do a lot of the heavy work here, if you ask me. Now, I don't got any problem with anybody leasing beats or borrowing beats from SoundCloud, SoundClick, YouTube, or whatever, but what I find happens in a lot of those cases is just like I said, the beats do a lot of the heavy lifting, and there's not always a lot of cohesion between the artist and the producer, because it's just somebody picking a bunch of beats rather than coming together with somebody and making the music. For example, the song Ultima has this legendary medieval sounding production, but Short's bars aren't overly memorable and they definitely don't match up the quality of that beat, although he does flip some really nice flows, especially near the end of the track. And on Sad City, we get what appears to be a nod to Young Lean, because the beat to me sounds just like some Young Lean production, and Short Hop is doing a little bit of singing on here that just didn't really sound great, to be honest. But one of the more memorable moments on this album, although it's not really memorable in a good way in my opinion, comes on the song Flamethrowers, where Short says that if he were to get killed in the streets, nobody would care because he's white. But if he were black, everybody would get up in arms and be protesting, etc., etc. And I get the point that he's trying to make here, because I've seen this point made a bunch of times, but I completely disagree with it, and I think it really undermines the true issues that are going on with black people and police in the USA. It's not just a race issue, but I think to deny the racial aspect of it is just kind of irresponsible, and I think it's pretty blatant what's going on. Whether you're black or you're white or Asian, whatever it is, you can clearly see some of the trends that are going on in the US. But I'm not going to get into all that, because then that'd be a whole other video that's all about politics. So to wrap this review up, I give this one a 2.5 out of 5, just like I did his last project. Now, he does show a little bit of improvement here for sure on some of these songs. He's really spitting with a lot of heart. But the main issue here is consistency, because there are a lot of songs on here where he just kind of sounds bored and uninterested. So as you listen through this project, I think some of these songs were older than other ones, so it really hurts the overall project, but he does still show a bit of improvement. Just not enough for me to give this a 3 out of 5. If it was more consistent and the tracks were tighter, like say Tyrant and Inferno, if it was like that all throughout the album, I probably would have given this a 3, but it definitely falls off on some of the tracks. Although I gotta say, I do appreciate it when Short Hop gets personal throughout this album. Like on Dreamcatcher, where he spits a little bit about losing friends and how he isolates himself. And on Love Yourself, where he gets in touch with his emotions over some great production that sounds like it was taken from a Final Fantasy game. And there's also a nice hook on here, Sang by JTBS. So that's just what I thought about this one. You guys check it out for yourself and let me know what you think. And make sure you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff, man. Where you like my videos, you share them, you follow me on Twitter, you retweet the videos, and you especially subscribe to my channel so we can hit that 10K. I got a bunch of top 10 lists coming, by the way, but they're not going to drop until probably January because I want to wait till the year is over before I come up with a list because, man, with all these surprise projects dropping, I don't want to make a top 10 list and then on New Year's Eve or some shit like that, we get one of the top 5 albums of the year. So those lists will be coming, but again, it'll be in January. So thank you for watching and supporting the channel, everybody. I'll see you next time.